Post Game Live. Let's get it in, man. Knicks lose to the Mavs tonight. The tank is rolling. Post Game Live. CP from KnicksFanTV. Got my man Jay Ellis from the Nick of Time show on the other side. This is Post Game Live. If this is your first time tuning in, if you're on YouTube, make sure you hit subscribe, hit that notification button so you don't miss anything. Everybody else following on Facebook, Twitter, Periscope, Twitch, Instagram, make sure you hit that follow button so you don't miss anything, man. So, yo, Jay Ellis.
Yo, what's going on, man?
What's good, my dude? Yo, we got Jay Ellis audio synced up. I know Jay Ellis audio was kind of crazy first couple of episodes.
Yeah, we figuring it out though.
We figured it out, man. You know, we gotta get the tweaks out. You know what I'm saying? We gotta get the tweaks out. So shout out to everybody, man, that been supporting us so far for the post game. So Jay, man, tonight was it was the battle of the tanks. The Tankathon Olympics.
Yeah, man. Battle of the tanks.
The Matador D Festival. You know
our tank is better. Our tank is better, man.
It was the show of might, the match of wits. Give me your takeaways from this game, man. What'd you think about this game?
Man, the Knicks outlasted the Dallas in the battle of the tanks. Pretty much. Jeff, here's my thing. Jeff is weird. Maybe I'll get to Jeff later. I'll just you know what? I'll talk about the game first. Typical Knicks game, right? This whole week, or at least after the All-Star break, we've kind of fallen into this pattern where we look like a competent team for 2 quarters. The third quarter shows up, and all of a sudden everything just kind of falls apart. And today was no different. We were leading in the first 2 quarters. For some reason, we ended up with 60 points or something at the half. If I'm looking at the points,
yeah, we was up 60-57 at the half. Correct.
All right, 60-57 at the half. Third quarter comes along, we only end up scoring 12 points. I don't know what happened there. And then Mavericks lose. Now, one thing that happened throughout the game, no matter if we were scoring or not, was the defense was terrible. All over the place.
That's the Knicks MO, man. Worst 3-point defense in the league. That's just one stat.
But it's the way they're losing the defensive battle is pretty bad. We're bad at defense in every facet of the game. Like it's really talented, actually. It's pretty amazing to see how bad you can be in defense in multiple areas at the same time. We couldn't stop guard penetration. We couldn't rotate on 3. Our pick and roll defense was bad. We kept switching. Our transition defense was bad. Every aspect of defense is bad. Everything was bad. I don't even know where to start with that. I mean, what did you see, man? That's what I saw.
I mean, Here's my couple takeaways, man. My couple takeaways was like this, man. Number one, obviously you had the Beasley first half. He was fired up. Came out typical Beasley. That was cool. You know, not surprising. You know what I'm saying? Beasley's obviously capable of having those stretches where you go 8 for 8, 10 for 10, whatever the case may be. We were shooting like 60-something% from the field at the half, and we was only up 3 points. So you knew the lead wasn't comfortable, right? Which leads me into my second point. Obviously, each game we watch from here on to the end of the season, we're looking at the young point guard rotation between Moutier, between Frank, between Trae. Now, tonight, Frank don't start. He started the last 2 games. Tonight, he didn't start. You know, and this is my thing with the coach. Yes, the season is over. We understand that. There's nothing to play for. But, you know, when I really want to like this coach, I want to give him a chance. He does shit like this with the rotation. Like, why isn't Frank starting on a night like this? I know it's small grapes, man. I know it's small grapes.
No, it's not small grapes. It's huge grapes at this point.
I mean, why not just let him rock? You know, Courtney Lee's done his thing, man. He's a seasoned vet. He's going through his hardship last week. Let him rest. But anyway, I digress, right? The third element of the point guard triangle, Trey Burke, doesn't get in until the third quarter. Now, when he
Now,
go ahead.
I think that has to do with his wrist injury because we know he hasn't really been scoring well lately.
I thought. But then he comes in the third and goes on a tear. 15 points in 15 minutes.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just confusing to me, the rotation, because clearly, like I said, I want to give Moutier a chance. He doesn't have it. You know what I mean? He's highly inconsistent. And this is how you get into those third quarter ruts. This is my third takeaway. The third quarter of doom, that's what they call it. Dallas went on a 19-0 run. We had 7 turnovers. We didn't score until after 6.5 minutes into the third quarter. No Trae. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of that has to do with our inability to create for others. You know what I'm saying? Our inability to create plays. We need playmakers, man. And when we get into that Trae Young point later, I'm going to get to that point later. But the problem is, part of the problem is while we get into these third quarter routes is the ineffectiveness at the point guard spot, at our guard spot, period, to get the team going.
And you know what? I'm going to piggyback off of the rotation problems because if you look at the past few games, all right, we have Dotson is not getting a lot of minutes, right? He comes in the first quarter. He hits his first shot. Boom. I'm like, oh, it's on. He hits his first shot, hits a 3. Boom. I'm like, oh, it's on. Dotson is giving you that effort. You know he's going to give you the effort on defense. That's one thing Dotson is always going to give you. Granted, sometimes he's a little overzealous, but he's going to give you the effort.
The effort is going to be there. The effort is going to be there, man.
He misses a shot, and he gets yanked out. One shot. Then you don't see him again for the rest of the game until Timmy tweaks his ankle with 44 seconds left.
Yeah.
What's going on?
What's going on with that? Shout out to Timmy, man. I hope he's not hurt. But
obviously,
you know, the rotations is it's just funny, man. It's nothing concrete with the rotations. The coach is always struggling with it. And you know, as soon as the third quarter started, man, they started up the tank. Moutier started driving a little bit. He passed the keys off to Troy Williams. He passed the keys off to KO. I mean, what Clyde say, man? Clyde said something like a typical Clyde line. You know, when he likes to throw those subtle jabs at the team.
Yeah, man,
like,
those Clyde-isms.
This is some dumbass shit right here. It's basically in his Clyde-isms is what he alludes to
I love the isms, man. The isms.
The isms is crazy, man.
They ain't that Pachulia line. That was like my favorite one of this year, bro.
Yeah. Clyde been turning back the clock, man. But listen, go ahead.
Oh man, also I gotta Jeff is the development killer, man. Cornette last game had 18 points.
Yeah.
And how many minutes did Cornette have today?
And then he's gone. He's gone. I mean, listen. In fairness to the coach, it's a lot of guys you want to see. It's a lot of guys that got to get run. But there's a lot of guys that don't need as much minutes. And so I think his first problem is, you know, the veterans, the Beasleys, the Lees, the Thomases. You're giving them a lot of the minutes that you could be giving to the kids, man. The season is a wash.
Definitely.
Let the fans see what they... You know, I thought coming in we was going to see a little Frank on Dennis Smith Jr. starting the game off.
No.
And we didn't even get that. You know what I'm saying? But
not at all.
And of course, you see my man Dennis Smith Jr. had to put the icing on the cake for the Garden crowd. I knew that was going to come sooner or later.
Yeah.
Sooner or later, man.
Shout out to on Twitter, Lane Firth, who says, so keen to see what Trae does for us next season on a roster that really trying again. He drops many points in a short amount of time. And that's kind of what we needed in that third and fourth quarter. Like you said, we needed somebody who was going to penetrate and create and make something happen. So I like that out of Trae.
Facts.
But back to I want to go to another thing too.
Yeah.
Accountability, man. Accountability. And I'm gonna get on
the lack thereof.
Exactly. And I'm gonna get on some guys that I root for. First of all, Beasley, right? Beasley in the 1-4 pick and roll with Trae was a problem. He's switching way too easily. Now, in the beginning of the season, if you remember, Beasley was being benched in the beginning of the season, right? He was having bad turnovers, and his defense was rocky. And the coach sat him until KP went down, and he had to step up, and he ended up giving us a scoring punch. But I feel like in that time when Beasley was brought back, his help defense was a lot stronger. And that's because he was hungry. He was put on that bench, and he was held accountable. I felt like in general, our coaching staff isn't holding people accountable for the entire year.
They don't hold anybody accountable.
It's not in their DNA. I don't think it's like they started to.
Facts. In
the beginning of the season, but then it faltered. Tim Hardaway Jr., he blew some assignments. Courtney Lee went off on a rant about not closing out on shooters, and you know who you are. Shout out to the Knicks wall. They posted something that showed Tim Hardaway Jr. not closing out on the shooters.
Yeah.
He just kind of was just like, oh, well, it is what it is. And just let the man shoot an open three. I don't get
accountability. Like I said, man, I want to give this coach a chance, man, but accountability is one of the areas I just don't like it. You know what I'm saying with this guy? Like, these guys aren't doing what you want them to do, whether it's running the right plays on either end on the ball, or it's hustle, or, you know, the same effort. He calls out effort once again in the loss to the Raptors. But what are you doing about it to hold these guys accountable for the lack of effort? I don't know, man.
I don't know, man. We need somebody else. Even if by some crazy miracle or something happens where Scott Perry ends up keeping Jeff there, somebody needs to be added to that coaching staff to actually implement a defensive system that actually works and is going to hold people accountable for not just the beginning of the year, but the entire year. Because I really don't think that staff in the Knicks locker room is accustomed to doing things like that.
Yeah, I feel you, man. Hey, the loss puts some one more up on the Tankathon. That's the last takeaway you could take from that, man. I guess.
Shout out to you, the Yaron Show, who says, "Here's what I think. He thinks he should fire Jeff, hire Mark Jackson."
Like Stephen A. said, find a new free agent and start the season fresh. I mean, listen, man. Jonathan Macri. Shout out to Jonathan Macri. He had a good article with Elite Sports today on the whole Mark Jackson topic. And, you know, everything ain't as good as it seems. I've been saying that. On podcasts I've been on. I've been saying that just in casual conversation with Knicks fans. Be careful what you wish for with Mark Jackson. And not even be careful what you wish for. I think there's a reason why he's just calling the games and not on the sidelines.
Yeah, man. And I agree with you. Something happened, man. I think we had this conversation last time.
It's something things, man. It's a lot of things. You hear his name being thrown out by other people, but you don't hear nothing about interviews. You don't hear nothing from him himself. You know what I'm saying? Something is up with Mark Jackson, man. I can't put my hand on it, but like I said, man, let's see. Let's see what happens, man. All right, let's go to the box score real quick, man. We don't got to take this one too much time, but let's go through a couple guys on here. What'd you think of Timmy's game tonight, man? 1 to 10. Dropped 19 points, 1 dime, 3 rebound, minus 18 on the night. 1 for 6 from 3-point land. Obviously, you want to see Timmy shoot a little bit better, but what'd you think about Timmy tonight?
Timmy Turner. He got in his bag a little bit. He was scoring a little bit, but I just...
I hope he's not injured. I hope he's okay.
I hope he's not injured. I definitely hope he's not injured. His lapses get on my nerves, man.
Yeah.
When Tim was first here, I didn't want to sign him because how bad his defense was. And I felt like he took strides, and then sometimes he relapses. Shot 47%, 19 points. I'm gonna give him a 6.5. Yeah. I'm gonna give him a 6.5 because the defense was lacking. The shooting percentage was pretty good though. He had some nice passes, a nice alley-oop. But man, I want to see a little bit more from Timmy.
40 minutes from Timmy, 50% shooting from the field. Hopefully he's okay. Yeah, I give him a 6 as well, man. Nothing too crazy, typical Timmy night. All right, let's go to Kanter, man. Quiet night for Kanter. 3 points. How many boards? 15 boards. Typical Kanter night on the boards, but lackluster night from Kanter. And like Kanter's another one, man. Like we got it. We got it already. We got the sample size of Kanter, man. We know who he is.
We know who he is. We know what we're getting.
We're happy he's on the team for right now. At least right now, for me, for right now. We'll see what the future holds, but I don't need to see him out there on the court like that. I mean, like I said, let me see some of the young guys. Let me see Luke Cornett back out there in the second game.
Seriously,
and see what he does, man.
I don't get it. I don't get it. What does he? What do we have to do to develop somebody on this team? This culture stuff they feeding us. I was buying it in the beginning, but now it just seems like it's a bunch of bull.
So
what culture are you feeding?
Man. It's garbage. The veterans on this team are checked out, and naturally so. The season is over. You know what I'm saying? The veterans on this team have checked out. Kanter does not need to prove anything else. He has an $18 million player option. He can opt in, get the bag, and come back next year fresh and ready. Beasley, to me, is the only one that needs to be shown and proven, but that's just me. And for one half of the game, he did. But, down to Beasley stats, 21 points, 4 rebounds tonight, 10 for 13 from the field. He was offensively, he was there. Defensively, he was getting exposed.
Most definitely. Defensively, he was getting exposed. In general, the Knicks' transition defense was shaky. Kanter and Beasley had problems tracking the 3-pointers in transition, and it led to a lot of open 3-pointers. And we lost that battle. That's half the reason why we lost the points off of turnovers battle. Was our transition defense wasn't good, and we just need that not turn the ball over. But are we rating? Who are we rating right now? We're rating
Beasley.
Beasley. I'm not. It's the same. I'm gonna do the same, man. I'm gonna say 6.5. The scoring was there. The defense wasn't. Granted, it's hard to keep track of Dirk in transition, but it's not even that. Didn't bother me as much as the switching on the pick and roll. The switching on the pick and roll is something I feel like you can control a little more. Sometimes I felt like he switched too much when he didn't need to. So I'm gonna say 6.5.
Yeah, I'm gonna say 6, man. Like I said, the defense just ain't there. I'm cool with him for this year. Let him opt in next year. After that, the verdict is out. I'm not really sure we should be considering signing him in the next 2 years to a big deal. I like his attitude, though. I like his leadership on this team. I like his mentals. But
yeah, man,
he's just too much of a one-way player to be securing that big of a bag.
I feel you. I said this on somewhere else. I feel like when he's with Porzingis, it works out a little bit better. They can kind of cover for each other's deficiencies. One can block, one can rebound, and they can kind of cover for each other's mistakes. I feel like sometimes you can even switch in KO at the power forward if it gets a little too much for Kanter. But for Beasley, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm going to Beasley. And I was
oh, good. Yo, shout out D-Nice15 in the YouTube chat. D-Nice says this team needs a new identity and a strong front office that holds coaching staff accountable for play development, defensive, offensive efficiency. I mean, yeah, we just touched on it, man. You got to hold these players accountable, man. If you look at some of the good coaches in this league, Popovich does not play that shit. You know what I'm saying? The minute you do some dumb shit, the whole he used to bench Duncan, Ginobili, Parker. He don't care who it is. You're sitting down for some scrubs off the bench, and them dudes will come in and run laps. The second unit come in, play hard, run back to the bench on timeout. Like
it's
just
that
type of discipline. We got to enforce that type of discipline, man.
That's just who he is. I don't know if that's. I feel like that's who Jeff wants to be, but I don't know if Jeff is that man. Jeff.
I mean, like I say, man, I want to give him that chance. I want to give him the chance to be liked and come back for another year. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. I'm open. I'm open to whichever way it goes.
If it happens, man, I strongly suggest we get an actual defensive coach. Strongly.
I'm open to it, man.
Somebody.
You know what I'm saying?
I don't know. Is Woody still? I don't know.
Nah. You want to bring ISO Woodson back now, man?
As a defensive coach, big head call.
Of course.
Get a big head call to Woody, man.
Of course. That's up to Doc though. Doc gotta be willing to let him go, man.
I know.
Doc gotta be willing to let him go. All right, man. Let's close out the play ratings with Trigger Trey Burke. Comes in the second half after the coach disrespects him. 16 points, 15 minutes. Yo, he sparked the run, man. 3 of 4 from downtown, 6 of 9 from the field. That's who Trey is, man. He's an instant offense kind of guy. The wrist injury was hampering him a little bit, but he came out and he did his best, man. I think if he would have gotten some more minutes, we probably would have escaped with a W. To the
Maybe he might have messed up the tank.
He might have messed up the tank.
Some Knicks fans would have been mighty angry.
That's what I said. To the dismay of some fans, had Trey gotten more minutes, you might have won. So maybe
lots of dismay.
maybe you thank the coach for that, right?
Right. Maybe the Knicks fans are liking the coach because they're putting us in position for McCall or somebody or Trey or whoever you got your eye on that we're gonna talk about in a minute.
Yeah, for real, man, for real. All right, let's see what the Tankathon is looking like.
Oh, hold up. We gotta rate Trey though. You ain't rate Trey?
Trey.
I mean, yeah, right. I'm gonna give Trey the 8. I'm giving him the 8.
I mean, listen, we lost, right? So, an 8 might be a little too strong. I'd say a 7 just because we lost. If we would have won the game, I would have gave him an 8 for the spark that he had in the fourth quarter. But we lost the game, so you can't. There's no 10s. 9s and 8s.
No 10s.
There ain't no 10s, wins or losses. 9s or 8s. That's gonna come with a win. You know what I'm saying?
I feel you, but I'm just saying sometimes
he got exposed on defense, man. Dirk, they had him on the mismatch, and he's a smaller guard.
To me, that was Beasley's fault, though. To me, when there was a play that happened, there was like a screen, right? Trey fought over the screen, then there was a rescreen. Trey fought over that screen, but Beasley elected to stay on Burke's man anyway. And I'm just, at that point, I'm like, yo, Beasley, that's time for you to go to Dirk. But I felt like Beasley was being a little bit lackadaisical.
Facts.
And then Trey had no choice but to guard Dirk. Facts. That's what I saw anyway.
Yo, Dirk is old out there, man.
To me, sometimes, the team stuck and get 7s and 6s and whatnot. But if you doing your thing, you doing all you can, and everybody else is lagging behind. That don't mean I get a failing grade because y'all suck. I'm just
Yo, Dirk.
That's how I see it.
Dirk looking old out there, man. Salute to Dirk, man. He's a legend.
Shooters never get old though.
Yeah, he definitely buried some clutch threes on our ass. That's for damn sure. All right, man.
Got the job.
Let's get to the tank. So we lost the game tonight. Still sitting at 9. 24-44. Yo, we only won 24 damn games, bro. 24-44. Sitting at 9. Lost 8 in a row.
We gave up 110 points to the Mavs, who are not a good scoring team at all.
We're not a good defensive team, so that shit happens, man. So, listen. Half game behind the Bulls.
All right.
2 games behind the Mavs. 3 games behind Sacramento, Brooklyn. Let's see what happens, man. Let's see what happens. So right now we're 24-44.
This might be the only time I'm cheering for Brooklyn to win.
Yeah. So wait.
Anybody knows me knows I don't like Brooklyn Nets.
That's 68 games. We got how much? We got 14 games left. 82 games in the season.
Yeah, something like that.
All right. Let's see, man. Let's see. I think Moody and them guys did their best to drive the tank into a brick wall tonight. So,
word. You play Chicago. I feel like Chicago was coming up real soon.
No, we don't. But they whipped our ass three times in a row.
Don't we got one more with them?
I don't know. Let me see. Let's see.
Because I feel like we do. That can help our cause. You know what I'm saying?
I think we might be done. Oh, I spoke too soon. Monday.
Huh?
Monday. We got the Bulls coming in town on Monday.
There we go. I knew it.
Tank. The Matador D. The Matador D Olympics is rolling into the Garden, man.
Best day to play Matador D with the Bulls.
This shit is sickening, man. I mean, I don't even know how many people really watch this game now. Only people watching this game tonight is either a diehard Knicks fan or a degenerate gambler. There's one or the other.
And everybody on this Post Game Live.
And everybody on Post Game Live.
What's good, y'all?
Cody Emmanuel, what's good, man? Shout out Cody Emmanuel in YouTube chat. He says, what happened to Luke, Hicks, and Dotson tonight? That's basically, you know, the what we was alluding to earlier with this coach and the rotations is, you know, he's sticking to the vets for a little bit too long, I think. And, you know, we have guys like Luke Cornett, who had, to me, a pretty good debut in the start, who could have earned some minutes tonight or should have earned some minutes for tonight's game. But, you know, the coach's rotations were all over the place. We didn't see Trae until the second half. Frank didn't start. No Dotson until garbage time. So, you know, I'm not too sure that the rhyme or reason for the coach, man. But,
yeah. For real.
Let's see, man.
Danny Girl 24 said we about to go 0-14.
Say, well, yo, Danny Girl, what's good? Where Danny Girl hitting us up from? Twitter or Facebook?
By Periscope.
Periscope. Shout out to Danny Girl, man. She's a diehard Knicks fan. Definitely knows her Knicks. And yeah, she's definitely true to the game for sure.
All right, you gotta get y'all calling in. Y'all true Knicks fans, gotta call in, man.
Yeah, man. Definitely call in when we get to the viewer call in portion. You want to get to this Trae Young stuff, man?
Yo, we can do that. We can go Trae.
So let's get to the Trae stuff, man. So essentially, both ESPN and Bleacher Report came out with their mock drafts today. You know, both of them having a select Trae Young. Obviously, the mock draft situation, you know, you take it with a grain of salt.
In the loss against Kansas State on Tuesday, as Trae Young scores for the first time.
It's a mock draft, number one. Number two, the lottery isn't in stone. Our picks aren't in stone. But at the end of the day, you like to talk about these things. You like to see what the possibilities are. With this guy, Trae Young, a lot of people are saying, well, you know, he's so small, he's undersized, he's going to get exposed. And I hear, and we already have point guards. Listen, I hear all of that, man. I hear all of that loud and clear. Here's my take.
Right.
Number one, I'm going Mikal Bridges, number one. Depending on where we pick. Everything is what if. Everything is it depends, right? I'm going Bridges, number one. My fear is that once this tournament starts, I think his stock is already rising. And as this tournament starts, Nova's looking good. They're number one right now in their bracket, obviously, returning champs. As this tournament keeps going and they're still in it, I think his stock is only going to continue to rise. Unless he just completely shits the bed in the tournament. I think his stock is only going to continue to rise. So, depending, if all the chips fall where they may and we in that 7 to 9 range, he may not be there.
That's very plausible.
Right? If he's not there, some people say Michael Porter. Give me the wing, right? Mikal first, Michael Porter, Miles. Let's knock on wood. Hopefully not, but let's say they're not there. Yo, listen, man. You seen it tonight. You've been seeing it all year. We need playmakers. We need playmakers. I get all the criticism of Trae Young. He's on this side. His defense, this and the third. The dude can light it up. He can straight up light it up, man. And given the circumstances, I don't see why not take a flyer on this kid. It would come down to him and Sexton. I'd like to see what both of them do in the tournament. I would like to see what both of them do in the tournament. But listen, man, don't just count out a playmaking point guard for this team because we have 4 dudes that can play the position. Don't mean they all good.
Right. Now, I agree with you in portions. Listen, I know just like you, Mikal has been tearing it up. We don't know if we're actually going to end up drafting him because he's been tearing it up so much. But I don't personally, I feel like if he's taken, even if Michael Porter Jr. is taken, I still think we might have an opportunity to kind of draft a wing with Miles. That's my take on it. Side note, shout out to Rafael Ozuna on Facebook. Thanks for hitting us up. And it's also Alfredo Mansour.
Yo, thanks for sliding through, man. Welcome to the squad.
Yeah.
Make sure y'all follow us, man, and stay tuned.
We're follow us on our respective social medias. But back to Trae Young. I don't know, man. To me, Trae Young is so polarizing. I know he's done very well scoring and being an assist man. But I like some of that defensive ability a little bit. And the knock on him is his lack of defense, not just his lack of size, because he's undersized. He's only like 170 or something, and he's 6'2" or 6'3". So he's going to need to put on some weight. But it's also his drive, man. I don't like guards who doesn't have the drive to play defense. So personally, if I had to pick a guard right now, I'd probably pick Sexton over Trae, because I feel like Sexton has that I want to come at you.
Yo, I like Sexton, though, man. He's a gamer, man. Even watching him recently in this SEC tournament, man, he's a gamer. I like this kid Sexton a lot. I definitely like his game. And like I said, do not discount the fact that we could still use a playmaking point guard on this team, okay? It seems like they moving Frank to the off-ball position. I'm not ready to bail on Frank. I'm just saying, do not discredit the fact that we need we haven't had a playmaker on this team since since Jason Kidd, and when he was 40 years old, washed up. You know what I'm saying? Still distributing.
Right.
Yo,
I feel you.
We
Trae,
need it, man.
See, and that's the thing too. Trae is more of a playmaker. He has that what's the word I'm looking for? He has the track record of a playmaker. Sexton does not, but Sexton's team is kind of trash, man. So I don't know if he just didn't have the horses or just the bodies to pass to make plays. Right. But me personally, I like Sexton over Trae, to be honest with you. Trae can be really, really, really good or really, really, really bad. It can go like either way. Either way.
Yo, that's what I'm saying, man. I mean, it's a gamble with this kid, but yeah, I'm willing to take that risk, man. If and only if the wings that we are looking at are gone for some miraculous reason, all three, I want that kid Mikal Bridges, man. That kid Mikal Bridges. You put on a defense KP, Mikal Bridges, and Frank out there filling the passing lanes.
We locking up.
We locking up. We locking up.
He locking up. That's Turnover City.
Mikal, KP, and Frank in them passing lanes, boy. It's a scary sight, man.
Word.
It's a scary sight.
Definitely. I know the knock on. If that happens, though, we're banking on something. We're really banking on KP or Tim Hardaway or Moutier being an actual playmaker. We're banking on that because
that's what I'm saying. Right.
Because Mikal has that defensive. He has that defensive aptitude, but the knock on him is, can he really create his own shot on a consistent basis?
Yeah.
He's playing more of a number 2 role where he is right now, and that still might be like an issue.
Right, probably is an issue, right? But I mean, listen, you can't build a whole team in one stretch. You know what I'm saying? No. You got to build it piecemeal. You still got free agency in the coming years when you're ready to try to push this team forward. So we got to go one by one, but most importantly, as we go into these next 2 lotteries. Because I know next year we're gonna be right back in it. We gotta hit. No matter who we pick up this year and next, they have to be impact players for this team to go forward with KP in his prime and actually try to make some noise when we in the position to compete for free agents in 2019, 2020, and so on.
I feel you. So Dining Girl hit us with a question.
Mm-hmm.
How long will it take him to adjust at the size/weight? Do you think he lights it up day one? I'm guessing she's talking about Trae, since Trae is the one. Well, Trae is 19, man.
He's 19. So there's another 19 young cat.
It's going to take a while.
Facts.
I feel size weight thing, that takes a long time. That takes some years, man. That takes probably to be honest, 4 or 5 years.
Fact. But I mean, in fairness to him, I mean, obviously the league is getting a little bit smaller, right? Obviously, you're seeing smaller guards. You're seeing smaller guards have success in the league. You know what I'm saying?
Really?
I think so.
I don't know.
I think so. I mean, look at Trey Burke out there holding his own. Steph Curry, same thing. I mean, I'm not comparing these guys to Steph, but Steph he's small. He's a small guard.
Yeah, I understand. I feel like the big guard is the future, man. That's why we got Ben Simmons and they got Greek Freak running point guard sometimes.
But I'm talking about in terms of smaller guards being able to hold their own. Driving, getting in the paint, penetration. You know what I'm saying? The game is not as physical as it once was, where guys get banged around. You know what I mean? That's what I mean by getting smaller in terms of that. Yeah, you're gonna have bigger guards. Your John Walls, even Greek Freak is playing a one. You know, no question about it. But I think point guards are having success. In this league, a bit undersized. And listen, man, everybody on the team is not gonna be a lockdown defender, bro. You know what I'm saying?
I need you to be adequate.
You got to be adequate. Don't get me wrong.
He got to be adequate. The knock on Trae is he's not even adequate. So he going. That's the knock.
Well, then he'll fit right in.
No, we know
the team, Trae Young.
We can. I'm also for picking a point guard and flipping one. If that's the case, then
and don't forget, we still got Ron Burgundy on the mend. Mr. $4 million man, Ron Baker. Like, what the hell are we gonna do with Baker, man? Even right now,
I don't know. As long as Jeff got a job, Ron got a job.
Yo, shout out to Baker, man. That's my guy, though, man. We like.
No, he's a tough dude. It's just, man.
He's a gritty dude, man. He's a Midwest guy, man. Ron Baker knows what's up.
He definitely does.
Knows what's up, man. But yeah, man, anybody out there, YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, if you want to call up, make your points on the Knicks, you want to talk Trae Young, call us up, man. We here.
Yo, one thing about Trae, too, I want to ask you. Because, he had all the success earlier on. He's putting up with these crazy numbers, 40-point games, 12 assists, back to back to back. He gets the national light shined on him, and then he fades. Well, so... That being said, do you think somebody like that is going to perform?
That's true. That's true too. We got a call coming in. Yo, turn your volume down, bro.
Yo,
who's calling, bro? Welcome to KnicksFanTV Post Game Live, the Nick of Time show. What's good, bro?
What up, man?
What's going on, y'all, man? Love the show. Love what y'all doing, man. It's JJ, man, from the 16th time World Championship Lakers.
Oh, boy.
Yo, we got a Laker fan calling KnicksFanTV.
That's how we started for real?
You know it's always going to be the East Coast, West Coast beef, man. But I love the Knicks. I'm waiting for the Knicks to do better, man.
But
okay, so that's you?
So you respect the Knicks. You respect the Knicks.
Of course I respect the Knicks, man. I respect New York, man. I'm waiting for them to do better, though, man.
Hey, listen, man. Listen. The awakening is coming, man. I'm telling y'all right now, everybody watching, 2020 is our year, man. To make no mistake, we coming. I got faith in Perry. I got faith in Mills.
Man.
That's all we got. All we got is hope.
In Perry we trust, bro.
In Perry we trust.
That's my Obama, man. That's my...
You know what I'm saying?
Fundamental difference.
Man, but yeah, I love what y'all
that's
doing,
why
man.
Perry's Obama, man. That's my guy.
I wanted to say, man, y'all missing key points. I hear you guys talking about y'all need the scoring guard.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But y'all missed. Y'all got to talk about how you guys missed on Donovan Mitchell. You guys missed on the man that you guys played
today. Bro, you opening up old wounds, bro.
Jeez, man, we trying to heal.
You opening up old wounds, man. Listen. Listen, man. Listen. The Spider is a beast. Make no mistake about it. The Spider is a beast, man. And when we were in the middle of the draft, I knew he was gonna be a killer. He has that killer instinct. You could have just seen it. Even when he was at Louisville, like that's just a Rick Pitino point guard. You know what I mean? A prototypical Pitino led point guard. You know what I'm saying? But what can we do, man? We can't cry no more sour grapes, bro. The season's almost over. We got Frank. He's leading the league in pick and roll defense. You know what I'm saying? At 19 years old.
And I don't bring it up. I don't bring it up to open up old wounds. I bring it up to say, man, I think it's more so management, man. I think management, the GM, what is the GM doing up there? He's
Well-
missing. He's missing. He's been missing.
Well,
for the last
that
10 years.
GM brought you 3 championships, cuz that boy's name was Phil Jackson. That's your man's, bro.
Yeah, it is your man's, man. This is your fault, really. I should have gave him the dough when you had the shot, bro.
You know what I'm
I
saying?
dumped him on us.
You know what I'm saying? So,
What's good?
But yeah, we like I say, man, we hate rehashing, man. But we know there was I would have loved to have been that fly on the wall when they were deciding to fire Phil right after he made the pick for Frank to play in the triangle. Boom, next thing you know, Phil is out. So
listen, man, I'm not dumping on Frank.
Yeah.
I'm not dumping on Frank.
Nah.
I still feel like
the French Prince, man.
I still feel like he has a shot to be one of the best defensive guards out there. Truth be told, when I saw Frank and Mitchell, I wanted to draft. Actually, I wanted to get 2 picks. I thought maybe we could end up trying to trade Courtney Lee for like a pick.
Yeah.
And then getting Frank and Donovan. That was my like dream team scenario. Because Donovan, that to me had that it factor, but he was shorter. And I really wanted that length on that point guard position, and somebody was able to hit, defend the pick and roll. Because at the time we had Derrick Rose.
Facts.
And then he left a sour taste in my mouth in that pick and roll
see,
situation.
Man. We'll see. Yo, Jay from LA, man. Appreciate the call, man. I'm about to free up the line for somebody else, man.
All right, man. Hey, I love what y'all doing, man. Keep it up, man. Go Lakers, though.
Yo, thanks for showing love, my dude. Love you, bro.
Yep.
Yeah, man. That was my man Jay from Cali. Yo, line is free, man. Call up, state your point on the Knicks. So Jay, couple of chats. YouTube, A Mansour, thanks for your comment, man. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. He says, what do you guys think of drafting Michael Porter Jr.? Say we drop or rise to the number 5 pick. Do we take him? Do we take Michael Porter at the 5?
Yo,
Carlito, mute your line. Hold on 1 second. Go ahead, Jay. Make your point on Michael Porter.
Michael Porter, yeah, I'm for it, man. I'm for the wings right now, man. I know he has a little back problem thing that kind of scared me a little bit, but he still shows some promise. He just came back. I know he's not 100%, but I feel like it's a matter of time.
Yeah.
I might be a little bit desperate for a wing right now for some talent. So.
Facts. I mean, to be honest with you, like I gotta see some more film on him. I gotta see some more. You know what I'm saying? We'll see what happens in the tournament. I gotta see some more film on him. But if he is as they make him out to be, like I said, man, we need a talent upgrade in the worst way on this team. Almost anybody is an upgrade at this point. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We need to start looking for Courtney Lee's replacement at the 3. We have 3 top targets. Let's hope we can strike on one. McCall being first, though.
Word.
Carlito.
Let's go.
Yo, what's going on, y'all?
Yo, man, state your name, where you from, man.
Hey, my name is really Daniel. Everybody knows me as Carlito.
Yo, you gave me your full government, man. You could give me your social media tag, bro. You don't gotta give me your government.
Well, you said state the name where you from. I mean, you know what I'm saying? So, I'm from Brooklyn, New York.
You don't need your real name.
Yeah. Carlito from Brooklyn, a.k.a. the Tank General.
Listen, yo.
I already know where this is going.
Well, I just got a few comments about the game. I'm glad we lost, of course. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Hardaway can't. Yo, he's poison to the team.
Here we go.
I knew he was gonna say it.
What's your gripe with Tim Hardaway, man? Go ahead. Sound off on Tim Hardaway, man. What's the issue, man?
He's poison. He doesn't play any defense. You see it in his attitude. I mean, his body language is horrible. It's just so many different things. Like, I don't know if you watched. I'm thinking it was either the beginning of the third or like the end of the second, where he just made like a lazy pass to Beasley. It was a turnover, and he just walks away like nothing happened. I'm like, are you freaking kidding me? Like, it's just little things like that. It's little things like that. You get what I'm saying?
I feel you. I feel you. Listen, man. Timmy, like I said, I was telling Jay Ellis on the last stream, I was like, every once in a while we come across, you know, the good and bad of a player. We had the good Tim Thomas, the bad. We had the good JR. We had the bad. You know, we had the good B. We got the bad. I just hope for what we invested in Timmy, it's more good than bad, you know, from those things. But I don't know, man. Like I said, over the last few games, I've seen some good aspects from him from a leadership standpoint. But you know, tonight he seemed like he
he's been okay. You know,
Yeah, Carlito want to give him no credit.
Like,
yeah, you don't want to give him no credit.
Listen,
Hardaway could drop 50.
No, he's been okay.
He be like, nah, son, that turnover.
If I rate him tonight's game, I give him a 6. I'm being real honest with you.
Yeah. I
mean, we did too.
Like,
yeah, we did.
Tim Hardaway, he's a decent player. It's just that him, like, I don't know how to explain it. It's just his demeanor is just not good for this team. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, Tim Hardaway Jr. is everything that you see in the old Knicks from the last 10 years. You get what I'm saying?
Facts.
Inconsistent. You know, bad attitude, bad body language. You know what I'm saying? He preaches on what, you know, the team should do, but he never does it. I mean, that's just simple. You know, that's how I look at Hardaway. That's what I'm saying.
I feel like
Jay Ellis, get in on this. I see Jay Ellis antsy to get in, bro.
Yeah, man. I'm saying, listen, man. I understand. I am a Hardaway critic myself sometimes. I really was not for him being on his team at one point, but I gotta give him credit when credit's due, though. I can't just be blind to everything. Because when you say he's inconsistent on the defensive end, yes. But since the All-Star break, he's been shooting like 48%. He's been consistent.
Yeah,
and
but
even
where
before his
been at
injury,
before,
he's shooting in the high 40s.
We're done. You get what I'm saying? That effort is when we're done. We're done now. You get what I'm saying? You know, it's so easy for a player to give effort when it seems like everything else is done.
No, it's not.
Teams don't take us serious at all. They really don't. I see it all the time. You know, like, did you see Dirk tonight? Did you see the shots that Dirk was taking?
Yeah.
This guy's just throwing up threes because they don't have no respect. So it just shows you, like,
I agree with that. I definitely agree with that. No,
but Dirk throws up threes. Dirk been throwing up threes for 14, 15, 16 seasons.
Did you see the way he was throwing it up, though, tonight? It looked like, you get what I mean? You could just tell the disrespect. Like,
but that was that's Hardaway's fault too. Hardaway ain't guarding Dirk.
No, I'm not saying that's Hardaway's fault, but I'm just saying that, you know, it's like Hardaway is like, you know, he turns it on at the wrong moment. You know, if we would have saw this Tim Hardaway, I don't know if you forgot how bad of a stretch he had before that. I believe, what was it, 34-point quarter? Where Hardaway really could not hit a shot, and he was just throwing up anything. Do you remember that? Do you remember that?
Yo.
All right, man.
We went on that. And Jeff, and I remember, and this was so crazy. This is when the Knicks were able to actually capitalize in the playoffs. Remember when Jeff Hornacek chose Hardaway to choose the shot? Like, what the hell are you doing?
Nah, I remember
that. He was really cold.
I remember.
Y'all remember that to win the game?
Yeah. I remember that.
Yeah, so, you know what I'm saying? It's like, yeah, Hardaway's now playing when no one's really caring. You know,
I don't think that, first of all, I don't think that's true that veterans in general, man, it's hard for veterans in general to get up for these games like that, knowing you're not going to win anything. Like, Hardaway came from Atlanta where he was going to the playoffs, and he was playing for something. It's not, I feel like it's easier for younger guys who still have something to prove and still want to learn. It's easier for those guys to actually come out and play, not for guys like Hardaway. I mean, that's not even opinion. I think that's just fact. That's just what it is.
But you know,
defensively though, I agree with you. Defensively, he's all over the place. He is. He sometimes he doesn't close out on the shooter all the time. He gets lazy on defense sometimes, and then he turns it on defense sometimes when he's locked in. I agree with that. I don't think he's as bad as you're saying, but he has some things to fix. That's for damn sure.
I was saying that what I was saying about Hardaway. Dang, I just said something.
Well, go ahead and make your point on the draft.
Oh, on the draft? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, to be honest, you know, I hate to say it, but listen, I'm on the Trae Young bandwagon.
He's on the Trae Young bandwagon. Okay.
I'm gonna tell you why. Listen,
You talking about
the Knicks
defense, but you want
fans-
Trae Young?
The Knicks fans always complain, right? How many times we complained about not getting things fancy? You know, the Knicks don't get fancy players. Like I say all the time, we always get hard-nosed basketball players, hard, tough, you know, gritty players. That's just who the Knicks attract. But I think, you know, we have a chance to get something really fancy, something that, you know, will light up the garden. Think about it. You put Trae Young at the 1, and you got Frank at the 2, you could always hide Trae Young's defense as long as he's given effort. And that's why we got to get, you know, Mark Jackson, because we can get Mark Jackson, then when Trae Young is coming in here, it's not going to be like, oh, yeah, I'm Trae Young, I got a name on myself. No, Mark is going to make him work.
I can't argue that.
You know?
I can't argue that too. I can't argue if Mark will be here long term either. But
that's true,
yeah,
man.
Mark is going to make him work. Mark is going to make him work for his minutes. I mean, you look at it, it's so crazy. You look at Golden State, when they drafted Curry, they were sort of in the same similar situation when they had Ellis and all those other guys. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They didn't really know what to do, you know, and look what Steph turned out to be. And, you know, they're comparing him just like this guy. Yo, I'm putting all the money down. Like, I bet everything that this guy is going to be something good. And another thing, like you were saying, Jay Ellis, you know, you said last year when the Knicks could get that pick. Miles Bridges, not Mikal, Miles, he's actually not, you know, like top 10. He's like top 12, right? Like top 15 right now. I think if the Knicks, you know, if Perry pulled the deal of the century, he could pull off getting probably like a top 15 to top 10 pick with the players we got right now. Probably giving up like a Moutier and Courtney Lee. Courtney Lee is a big asset.
You're not gonna get that, man. They tried at the deadline.
We tried at the deadline. We got nada.
You're not gonna get that for Courtney Lee.
Yeah,
man.
we was trying to trade Courtney Lee at the deadline for a low first round pick game. It didn't go through.
Philadelphia, their pick, they get the Lakers pick this year, right?
Yeah.
Their pick is, you know, that pick is gonna probably be like top 12. They don't really need another rookie. So if you give them a shooter, like you give them someone like Courtney Lee at the deadline, you never know. You might be able to get Miles and Trae. So, I mean, you wasn't able to get Mikal, but you still got the length at the defense. You got a playmaker. You got a point guard who could shoot the three lethal.
Right.
I mean, lethal range. You get what I'm saying?
I feel like
going to light MSG up. You need somebody like that. You want to know who my draft pick was last year, who I really wanted?
Who?
I wanted Malik Monk. That's who I wanted because we need.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you did. You did want Malik Monk. I remember that.
Yeah, I was franking down.
To light up the garden.
My thing is.
Go ahead, Jay. Let's go ahead.
Oh, my thing is, I don't think Courtney Lee by itself is going to get it done for a pick. I feel like Courtney Lee might be a piece, but we're going to have to get Courtney Lee and it's not going to be Courtney Lee straight up.
Courtney Lee and Moutier?
Nah, nobody want no damn Moutier, man. we don't even want no damn Moutier, man. Moutier, man. We don't want no damn Moutier, man.
That's hilarious, man. Now, I mean, you got to think about it. You never know. You get what I'm saying? It might just to clear up some cap space. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Somebody
I
might
feel
take
you,
him.
man.
I mean, you might give up Lee and Dotson. How about that? But then again, I do really want Dotson. You know what I'm saying?
Carlito been playing with the trade machine on ESPN. Man.
Yeah, man.
Yo, Carlito, man, let me clear the line for somebody else, man. You know we appreciate you, bro.
Word, man.
Hey, no problem, man. Anytime, you know I'm always tuned in. Let's go, Nick.
Let's get it cracking. All right, bro.
That's all my guy, yo.
That was my man Carlito from Brooklyn, man. Yo, if y'all want to call us up. The line is open. If you want to hit us up, Twitter, YouTube, what's going on? Jers2401, what's going on, Jers? So Jers says, there's so much contradiction happening as Knicks fans. Laugh out loud. If Tim Hardaway Jr. shot selection, defensive lapse, and the effort is frustrating, why settle for Trae Young?
That's what I was saying. But I was letting them rock.
All right, let's get this call
I
in.
feel like we can go Sexton.
Yo.
And Sexton is going to give you is going to give you the effort.
Hello.
And he's not as flashy, but he can still
This
shoot.
is Danny Girl.
My bad, my bad.
Danny girl, what's good? Yo.
What's happening, guys?
What's good, man?
I just listened to Carlito,
Yeah.
and there's mad contradiction. We're
Fire!
not.
Beat him, Danny.
Air him out. Air out Carlito, man. Air out your grievances with
No,
Carlito,
I mean,
man.
just period. As Knicks fans, we're acting like Tim Hardaway Jr. hasn't met a shot he don't like. He shoots and pulls from anywhere. He don't play defense. His effort is suspect sometimes. Why would you go get a smaller version of him and Trae Young?
That's a good point.
We both were listening. Okay.
But there's no guarantee that he's gonna step it up if we had a Mark Jackson. Like, I don't mean no harm. I love Mark Jackson. But Mark Jackson, if these guys don't do their job because they're professionals getting paid, it don't matter who the coach is.
That's a good point. That's a good point, JJ.
Nah,
What you got to say to that?
Because they'll bench you.
Say that again?
If you're an assertive coach, they'll bench you. Sure.
Yeah, if you holding your players accountable, for sure. But she brings up a good point. If you're going to have Timmy as a stalwart at the 2, you're going to bring in, another.
Hell no. Nah, man. I'm not with that,
You need another
man.
guy that's going to pull it up from 3.
Yeah.
You need somebody that's going to be able to play defense and be able to improve his shot. Like,
Well, I
is
would
19.
I
A
would
shot
disagree.
can improve. This guy has never lifted weights
Yeah.
before. Like,
That's true.
give him a year to get better.
That's true. But let's say that from a playmaking standpoint, maybe that's not Frank's forte. Maybe he is gonna be an efficient 3-and-D guy.
Yeah.
For
Worst
this
case
team
scenario,
going
that's what he is.
forward. But then the issue is that you locked into Timmy for the next 3 years at the 2. You know what I'm saying? You need his offense because you don't have that offense to complement KP. So it's a lot of.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say
You just want a younger version of Trey Burke. Because Trey Burke can give you offense. His defense is
Sure
improving,
can.
but he can give you offense.
I mean,
So-
that's true. But I feel like this guy Trey. I feel like Trae Young can create for others.
So
at
can
this
Trey Burke?
level. Can he though?
That's what I'm saying. So
Yes!
can Trey Burke. So you just want a younger, like
Listen,
it's
I like
a
Trey's.
Chinese
I like Trey's
toy,
offense.
basically.
I like Trey's offense a lot. Oh, Trey Burke. Because we got 2 Treys you talking about. I like Trey Burke's offense a lot. But we also need somebody to get the team going. And that's been a problem with this team. Even when Trey got here. He had one game he had maybe 8 dimes or so. I forget. It might have been the Phoenix game.
Right.
Where he came in and was distributing well. But we need that consistency,
Right.
man. We gotta get
So
that
is
offense
that more so
going.
from a coaching perspective? Because Jeff
Could be.
Hornacek was a backup at best,
Could be.
right? His system does. He had success in Phoenix when he played 3 guard sets, and he had guards who could penetrate and guards who were undersized and
Right.
could at
Bledsoe.
least get in
Yep.
the paint.
Yep.
Right? He has been
Right.
inconsistent with. He holds people accountable when he wants to. It seems like
Yes.
he's not being held accountable from a GM standpoint and president standpoint of like, if we're committed to the tank, play these young guys and see what you actually have.
I like
Take
her.
the reins off and you let Frank penetrate. If he turns it over, fine, you turn it over. It's a learning experience because he's 19 and he's a rookie.
Facts.
Or do you say, I need to see what Trey Burke can actually do if I let him run the team and see what he can actually do? Dotson's not getting no burn. Like, these guys make a mistake, and that's his time to now hold people accountable. Like, but Tim Hardaway Jr. is
Yes.
still getting 38 minutes a game? That don't make
Yes.
sense. We know what he is, and we know what he can do. It's time to go ahead and
Yes.
get all your injuries together, come back next season healthy. Let these young guys get these minutes and see what they actually have. And if he actually did that, then he might have a job next year. But I feel like Jeff is coaching his way out the door. Like, he's doing a terrible job managing this player development.
Yo, Danny, girl, appreciate the call, Danny. We always appreciate the support, man.
On point.
Thanks for having me on, fellas.
All right.
Speaking of player development,
Yeah.
Derek Fisher, as sucky as he was as like an X and O's guy, I credit him for actually getting on KP about his deficiencies, coaching him through it, and seeing improvement. Like, I remember when he was like, "Yo, KP, you need to rebound more." All of a sudden, next game, KP had 8, 10 rebounds. yo, KP, he actually held people accountable and developed KP. And I feel like Derek Fisher was too early. He came to the coaching game a little bit too early.
Too early, yeah, too early. And I don't think Fisher's heart was really set on this job. I think it kind of just fell into his lap, maybe through his loyalty to Phil.
Yeah, his heart was in
I don't think his heart, because I think if his heart was in it, I think he would have seen him on somebody's bench as an assistant, trying to get back into the game. But once he got out of here, once he started here, we burned him. We burned him. He's like, man, fuck that. I'm not coaching again.
Nope.
His
heart was in LA. His heart was in LA. His heart was other people's women and stuff. So that was just a real problem.
Man, oh man, that's
I don't know if you heard Matt Barnes was on the radio talking about how Derek Fisher got in trouble because he was supposed to be teaching training camp.
He lied about it.
He was with his ex.
He lied about it. Yeah, I already knew when that whole shit went with the two of them went down. I already knew that something was fishy when Fisher left camp. Because it was like he left camp early, you know what I'm saying? Then like the next day, it was like, oh, Fisher and Matt Barnes.
Word. It's like,
LA.
what?
Like, how you end up in LA scuffling with
know.
Matt Barnes? Like,
he's supposed to be seeing his daughter. That was the crazy part, yo.
Oh, man.
He's supposed to be seeing his sick daughter. That's crazy.
Fisher's on some next stuff, man.
Fisher's fishy, man.
Fishy for real, man. Yeah,
but he can develop somebody. He can develop somebody. He can develop though. That's for damn sure.
Factuals, man. Factuals. But yeah, shout out Danny Girl, man. Always talking to Danny Girl on Instagram, Twitter, man. She knows her Knicks. Very knowledgeable in the game, and definitely one of my favorites for sure. Yeah, if anybody else want to get through, man, call us up. Hit us up on Facebook. We on Twitter. We on Periscope. We on the YouTube. We on Twitch. Yeah, we everywhere. That's why the tagline is everywhere you are, because that's where we at right now. You know what I'm saying? All right, we got another call coming through. I'm not sure if this is a telemarketer or what. Okay. Yo.
Well, if they are, to see if they're going to buy some vacuum cleaners or something.
Yo,
what's good, bro?
Yo, what's good? Who this? State your name. Where you from, bro?
It's Troy. I'm from New York.
Troy, what's good, man?
What's good? Are you Troy Williams?
What up, bro?
My man says it's Troy Williams.
Troy, is that you?
What's going on?
Man, I don't know. He needs to let Burke get some more minutes though, for sure. Like,
I mean, how does Burke only come in the second half? How Burke only come in? Because like when I didn't see Burke in the first half, I was like, okay, the wrist is messed up.
Yeah, it's
so
the wrist.
That explains why Frank didn't start. Because you needed a 2-point
guard. Trying to get Ntilikina back at the point guard a little bit. Like,
right.
The past couple games, noticed that.
It seems so. Yo, this coach is struggling with the rotations, man. I mean, listen, I think give him credit. There's a lot of inconsistent play out there from everybody. And I think a lot of the times you've seen that with Knicks coaches in the past, man. Even when we didn't have young guys who trying to get in there. I think when you have a lot of inconsistent play, you're just not clear on who to go to. But, Trae should have been in there from earlier. I thought Cornette should have been there from earlier as well.
Most definitely.
Yeah. Where was he tonight? Like, he didn't even play at all. He had 18 points the last game. Like, I don't know. I've seen enough of like Kyle O'Quinn, Beasley, all these scrubs, man.
Facts. I mean, you know who they are. I mean, it's okay. Like we could look at the younger guys and see what's happening.
Beasley just switching on I can't stand when people switch. That shit is just so stupid. Like, you just creating so many mismatches. Like, you got Trey Burke guarding Harrison Barnes, like 6'9". Like, it's just easy as fuck.
Facts. They left him out on an island mad times on dirt.
Word, barbecue
Barnes,
chicken.
Barbecue chicken all day, like Shaq says, man. They had Trey Burke.
You just can't have players like that on your team, honestly. Like, and then there's just so many other guys who are just like offensive liabilities too. It's just like a bad combination of both.
Yo, my thing is you gotta coach him though. Like I was saying earlier, I felt like Jeff Hornacek held Beasley accountable at the beginning of the year, and he was and now he's not holding anybody accountable for missing defensive assignments or switching too much or nothing like that. Yeah. Only people he's holding accountable are people under 25.
Nobody say anything.
That's my thing. It seemed
like I mean, you just letting him do the same shit over and over again. Like, do not say anything after he like continues to make all these mistakes. Just stupid as fuck.
Facts. Yo, Troy, where you watching this from? YouTube or what?
Yeah, YouTube.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Definitely appreciate the call, man. Make sure you stay
Word.
tuned and hit us up on the next joint.
Yo, yeah, man.
All right,
Yo,
All right.
A Munzer from YouTube says Frank and our second for Kemba.
Oh, man. I don't know if MJ going for that, man. You got to ask his airness, man. MJ ain't trying to help the Knicks, man.
Yeah, man.
MJ's trying to fleece the Knicks like he always has. Can't trust him.
Word. And trust me, yo, they were early in the season, they was trying to trade if they was trading Kemba, they was trying to get rid of a big contract. So it wasn't just gonna be Kemba straight up. It was Kemba and who's this small forward that cost like
Batum,
yeah.
Batum,
we would have to take on a Batum contract.
Facts.
And I'm good on that.
Nah,
I need my cap space.
If we go, I think Kemba's a free agent in 2019. I mean, you see where we are 2019. If we still don't have a capable playmaking point guard, you see if you could sign him.
Yeah, man, sign him.
You can sign him.
Yeah, I feel like trades like that are more for when we're like close, in my opinion.
Facts.
I don't want to give up all these young pieces for veterans who has like a solid role in the skill set unless we're close.
Facts. That's it, man. Yeah, man. Yo, if anybody else want to call in, get your point across before we wrap it up for the night.
Yeah, man.
The tank is rolling. We didn't move. Let me see who Chicago got.
Chicago.
See who Chicago got.
The bridge is over.
Yeah, rest in peace, Craig Mack too, man. That was a
Yo, man, damn, yo.
That was a sudden loss. I didn't even know he was ailing like that. 46.
That's mad. That's crazy, yo.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Rest in peace, Craig Mack, man. He was
get more butt than ashtrays.
Pioneer for sure. So the Bulls have the Grizzlies on the 15th.
Well, that's a double tank.
Cancel each other out. That's it, man. They all playing each other now. That's the thing. So they play each
Bulls
other.
Pull that out. Let's go, Bulls Nation.
Yeah, at Grizzlies, they play each other on Thursday.
That's the game to watch right there.
That's a crucial game. That is a crucial game. And the Knicks Tank is home against Philly on Thursday. So let's see what happens here. You know what I'm saying? Let's see what happens here. Philly looking over 500, 36-30. Good for them. Yo, we haven't even cracked 30 games, bro. Well, I forgot what ESPN gave us that we was gonna hit, and I was like, and when I first saw, I think it was like 34 or something. When I first saw it, I was like, damn, like that's a kind of a low number. I think it was like 32 or 34.
Yeah.
I was like, damn. I was like, I mean, the team is rebuilding, but shit.
To be honest, I thought we was gonna. I was giving myself. I was thinking 35, 42, the best.
Yeah.
I got hyped when we started winning. I was like, okay, well, maybe I was wrong. And then I was like, oh, well, okay, well, maybe. The injuries happened. KP went down, and it was like, okay, well. Injuries kill everything, man. When Tim Hardaway went down, and then KP went down.
Facts.
Killed all the dreams, man.
Just took the air out of our sails.
Word. So, Periscope. Or is it YouTube? Macro Berry says the Knicks should try to
YouTube.
Yeah. Should try to get Jabari Parker this year through trade. My man Jabari playing efficient as hell. He'd be a dope if they moved him at the 3 spot. See, to me, something like that is like, all right, if we end up picking a guard up, like a Trae Young or something.
Yeah, that's a backup plan. I would consider that as
like
a backup.
7 guards, then we can maybe flip one for like a Parker with the package or something like that.
Yeah.
If that is even possible.
I mean, see, the thing is, I'm not trying to trade no assets, especially no assets for a guy coming on 2 ACLs. Nah. I wouldn't do that at all. That's just a Nick move of the past that put us in trouble. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I feel you. He's young though. He might be recovering. I mean,
he's young. He's risky.
I mean, we got one risk already. I feel you. I understand.
He's risky, man. He's risky. But Jabari Parker's playing fairly well for the Bucks. Shout out to them. Yaron Show says the Knicks Cavs game is going to be interesting with Enes and LBJ. Oh man, when is that game? When is that game coming up? Yaron, let's check the schedule. Knicks Cavs. I don't even know.
Oh man, I was looking forward to that game in before when we first played them. I'm not looking forward to it now though.
Yeah, I don't think so, man. I don't think so. I
had that game circled. I was like, April? I already know the game's in April. I already had it in my mind. I was like, April?
Forget.
We gonna play King Princess. We about to set it off. Kansas gonna be in his face. But,
so we got them.
I'm not even hyped about that, man.
Oh, it's a home and home, and close the season as a home.
Yeah.
And home. Damn.
Oh my God, that's gonna be brutal.
What? Jesus, man. A home and home against Cleveland to wrap up the year. The game that nobody wants. You know, LeBron ain't gonna play. He'll probably play the one in Cleveland. You know what I'm saying?
Well, LeBron is so pretty, he'll probably play, yo.
He'll probably just want to come to the game at the Garden just to stick it to us one more time.
Just to play water bottle. Just play the water bottle challenge
just
again.
To bury us once more, man. Just to bury us once more.
I hate that guy, yo. I hate LeBron so much. I don't hate him as a person. I hate him as like a basketball. I basketball hate him.
I feel you, man. I feel you, man. So, this is the life of a Knicks fan, man. Looking towards tomorrow.
Word. Looking towards tomorrow for the last 10 years.
Looking towards tomorrow for the last 10 years, man. Listen,
10, 15, 10 years.
It is what it is. I won't have it any other way. This is why we do it, man. We die hard to it, man. So, I think we could probably wrap it up tonight, man. What you think, man?
Yeah, it's looking. Yeah, I think we covered our bases. We got 3 calls.
Cover the bases, man. So, everybody tuning in once more. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure you hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you don't miss the next one. Word. Appreciate the support. Everybody on Twitter, Periscope, Facebook, Instagram, Twitch. We everywhere, man. Yo, make sure you follow us. Hit that follow button. We always on each platform. We always talking Knicks, man. We die-hard fans just like you. So make sure you keep in touch with us. We'll be back Thursday, Knicks in Philly. Same time, post game. Make sure y'all come through. Shout out to everybody that called up. JJ, Carlito, Troy, Danny Girl. Appreciate y'all for calling. Jay Ellis, close us out, man.
Yeah, man. Follow us on all social medias. The Nick of Time Show on Instagram. The KOT Show on Twitter.
We everywhere, man.
We everywhere. Make sure to check out the podcast as well. We just dropped the podcast today, and that's it, man. That's all we got.
Facts. Yo, post game live. If you missed the last episode, if you're on YouTube, you can check that out. Should be popping up. The subscribe button is also gonna be popping up, so make sure you subscribe to the channel. Yo, everybody, appreciate the support. Have a good Wednesday, man. Peace.
Subscribe.